It's Monday. Hello, everybody. So, as if it wasn't already like we were living in a clown world, we have UFOs, explosions, train and chemical explosions in Palestine, Ohio, classified documents being found all over the place. We now have UFO sightings in China. And most people feel like we have some type of uh, 9/11 style false flag attack on the way. But before we get into it, let's first have a word from my sponsor. Today's video sponsor is CBD Gummies. Do you have chronic pain, anxiety, stress, or trouble sleeping? There's a natural remedy for that. Get relief up to 5 times faster with CBD gummies. These gummies use a nanotechnology to get you relief within 15 minutes, as opposed to traditional CBD edibles that can take up to 30 minutes to 2 hours to kick in. This nanotechnology allows CBD to be absorbed by your stomach, entering your bloodstream and bypassing the process of metabolization. Get your CBD gummies today at kofefi.click/gummies. kofefi.click/gummies. All right. So, CBD gummies. I would definitely recommend them. It's a hell of a lot better than taking the big pharma garbage. And it works. But anyway, so false flags. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have any type of information that other people don't. I mean, this is all speculative. But look at all the things that we have going on around us. You know, first we had Joe Biden and the documents being found everywhere. Then we hear all about Hunter Biden getting his father's classified briefings from the State Department. Uh, Kathy Chung, who was employed by Hunter Biden and then referred to Joe Biden, and then she's the one that packed up these documents. Then after that, you had these Chinese balloons just floating around. They find these freaking things everywhere. And now we have this unidentified flying object situation. And they're being found everywhere. There was like two of them, I believe, shot down in the United States, allegedly. No, one was Canada, one was the United States, I think. And then they were claiming that there was one in the sky in China somewhere. Just to be clear, these are not aliens. Okay, nobody is, well, nobody in official capacity is claiming that they are aliens. Uh, I personally just don't believe in aliens. Sorry. You know, I'm pretty sure if there were aliens, we would know about that by now. And then, of course, there's the explosion, the the train chemical explosion there in Palestine, Ohio, that nobody's covering, which is kind of strange. And there was some weirdness around that as well. Um, there was like cattle that died like 100 miles away or something like that after that explosion, from what I understand. I have to look a little bit more into that. I suggest you do too. So that's what kind of chemicals were these? Were these like biological weapons type stuff that we had on a train and then it just mysterious? Who knows? But the one thing I can say is these UFOs, although we like to trot this stuff out as if it's something new, it's really not new. I mean, we've been hearing probably for, I don't know, 10 years or so or more, reports from Air Force pilots and regular pilots seeing these unidentified objects that move in ways they've never seen um, an aircraft move before. And despite all of the reporting on it, and regardless of what presidential administration, it seems like nobody had any interest in actually looking into this stuff. What that says to me is our government and military knows what the hell this is. Is it possible it's one of our um, classified aircraft type things? It's possible. It's equally as possible that it's somebody else's military project. It's also possible that, and more than likely, by the way, this next scenario, um, the cabal, the bankers, whatever the hell you want to refer to them as, are using a military, pick a country, because it could really be anybody, and they've been developing this technology for some reason. Kind of interesting. I was over at my mother's house yesterday, and she made a comment about Hillary Clinton saying something about it's time to pull out the alien card or whatever. So that just kind of goes to show you that there's something we don't know about that our formal government, military. Now, I don't know that that is the United States military, being controlled by the cabal and creating this, whatever it is. Um, but it's kind of irrelevant if it's the same people behind it, whether it's, more than likely it's not Russia. They'll probably try to blame it on Russia, in my opinion. If I had to take a guess, I would say China, Ukraine, Canada, maybe, or one of these idiot European countries, very possible. I don't know. It's really too hard to say. Where are the deep state strongholds? And then you have to look at it. They're probably, look at, even think the pipeline situation coming back into the news, that it was in fact us. Go figure, right? I'm surprised. Um, I didn't think that it was going to be the United States, right? It was totally believable that Russia would blow up their own freaking pipeline that cost them billions of dollars, and it was something that would give them leverage. But yeah, they're going to blow it up. Yeah. Okay, if you believe that one, uh, you might as well just go back to CNN. Oh, or maybe you never left. I don't know. But why is it? It seems like we're building up to something. Now, there's always more than one thing going on at once. And I think that that's where people get confused. It's like, oh, well, you said that the documents were all about embarrassing Biden and getting rid of him and the balloons. Yeah, I still think that, actually. Um, but things serve as multi functions, right? The Democrats and the rhinos need to get rid of Joe Biden. We also now have a lot more eyeballs on this election stuff, and people are starting to realize, well, wait a minute. We're not quite there on the election stuff, in my opinion. I think a lot of people think it was a dirty election, and I think a lot of people um, think that there were a lot of stolen votes. I'm not so sure um, how much of the independents and like moderate Democrats actually believe that the election was stolen, and not that there was just, I think almost everybody believes there was a whole bunch of funny business going on. I just think that some people um, back up a little bit when it comes to um, thinking that maybe it affected the result of the election. But think about a lot of the stuff that's been coming out, right? I said the other day in my last video that I did that the deep state is really getting their asses handed to them. And I question whether they can or cannot weather the storm. Um, how do they usually do it? by scaring people into oblivion, right? 9/11. The hell do you think that was about? COVID, right? If you want a more modern example. But I do think that they had some sort of plan to bring COVID or some other thing back. But now with all the attention on Pfizer, look at the James O'Keefe situation, for instance. Uh, Talk about how deeply embedded these people are. Or how about the what was it? The Grammys. Satanic Sam Smith, sponsored by Pfizer, of course. Ask yourself something. Ask yourself something. Do you want to take medicine created by people that hate you and worship the devil openly? Look, Rihanna, just, and I know a lot of people, including Elon Musk, which you got a little more waking up to do, pal. Uh, wearing a pentagram, all red. You don't see it as satanic? What are you, fucking blind? So everything is satanic, right? The Grammys, there's no arguing that one. There's no arguing the Super Bowl to me either, by the way. But do you want to take medication created by Satanists? I don't. That's why I'm in the weed industry, or cannabis industry. I realized a long time ago that we were being punked by the pharmaceutical companies. And, you know, just as a little bit of a point of reference, pharmakia, which is where the term pharmaceuticals pretty much comes from, has to do with sorcery, magic, Satan, right? You get it? It hasn't changed. But my point in bringing that up is I think the scare tactic was going to be like another COVID type of situation, but good luck. Now, a lot of people on all sides of the aisle are starting to realize, you still have the bootlickers, of course, you're always going to have that. But a lot of people are starting to realize that we were manipulated and lied to. A lot of people think it was just really over money, but it was that too. These people want to kill us. I mean, I really couldn't be any more clear. They want to kill us. And we're going to take medications created by people who want to kill us. And now, like I said, how this all started out, we got UFOs and all this stuff, because I think everything is starting to spiral out of control. And I think once people really realize what happened with this COVID situation, well, it's not so unbelievable anymore that that same group of people that wanted to kill us rigged an election so they could continue to try to kill us, right? Well, what do you do if you lose control of the narrative? You know, I think a lot of people forget that this is our country, and these people work for us. When the American people finally have enough and say, we ain't having this shit anymore, that's going to create a very huge problem. Everything goes out the window then. Think of Myanmar, where they chased out the government and things like that. These people are not going to just say, oh, you won, we're going to leave now. Oh, you're right, you got us, we tried killing you, goodbye. No. They're gonna do something, and you feel it ramping up. How would things keep entering it? Now, look, I think a lot of it's bullshit, just to throw that out there. You know, these balloons, would I be surprised to find out that that was our own government that popped this thing up and we blamed China just to create this fear and now we got these UFOs? No, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But here's the thing, and I know a lot of people say, oh, well, it's a distraction. No. It should be a telltale sign that they're getting ready for something. What is that something? I have no idea. What I do know is that the Brunson brothers just brought the same case, but re-brought the case that they didn't bring to conference, or they didn't, uh, um, uh, the words just, it's what's wonderful about doing this shit live when you don't write it down. You have a brain fart, and now it's like, but anyway, uh, the Brunson brothers have another case that the Supreme Court's going to. They have it on the docket for the 17th, which is kind of a crazy number, by the way. Um, and I don't know what the outcome is going to be. And by the way, good for the Brunson brothers. A lot of people talk crap about them. Oh, well, they're just, screwing around. No, they're not screwing around. They're trying to do something. Whether these guys are successful or not, they're heroes, period. And to you, anybody who says otherwise, they're doing something. What are you doing? Right? But as this case is coming, and I don't know what the outcome's going to be, it could be the same as it was last time. The Supreme Court could do this. I don't know. But it's a data point, right? That case is back on the docket and supposed to be decided for conference, I think, on the 17th. Um, and then you see all these other things. Well, what are people getting nervous? I mean, is all this other stuff just maybe them getting nervous that the other side might be onto something? And that's kind of the other thing too. Um, what is Trump and his people doing? They got to have some plan. I'm not saying it's the plan that everybody seems to think is a thing, but there's got to be some strategy, I guess maybe is a better word. Um, but you're kind of seeing all these things. I mean, we got special counsels out of the wazoo. We got one for Trump. Now we got one for Biden. We got one, we got Hunter Biden being investigated. It's like, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's an understatement to say that we are living in a clown show. Hopefully, the show ends soon. I don't know how it's going to end, but I think people are getting tired of it. And now you have all these other things. Uh, they not. I don't think it was Pfizer. I don't want to misquote. I was reading something. I read a lot of stuff, so it's kind of hard to remember everything in great detail. But there was a story. It was either the CDC or Pfizer. Don't hold me to which one. Look it up. Don't ever take what I say as one. You got to look it up. I do the best that I can to give you the most accurate info. But now I'm telling you, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Pfizer coming out saying that the vaccine has been causing strokes as people have heart complications on the field. And then we want to say, oh no. Oh, and by the way, this is the thing about not writing it down that makes it worth it sometimes. Damar Hamlin, did you see that jacket he was wearing yesterday? So just to be clear, number one, I'm not sold that that's actually him. That's a topic for another day. There's a lot of weird stuff that went on with that. I don't, you know, if I don't know for a fact, I'm not going to sit here and act like I do. I have no idea. But there's a lot of things wrong with that whole situation. The story we were told, the changes in the story, images that came out of the ICU where he was in his street clothes. By the way, that would never happen. I talked to a lot of people who are in the healthcare field, and they all said that would never happen, and they would never allow him to take photos. There were monitors not hooked up. There was a photo of him after the fact in a short sleeve shirt, and he only had tattoos on one arm when he has tattoos on both. So I don't know. I don't want to go into conspiracy land there. But the point is his jacket. Do you see that jacket? Now, if we're going to go with the narrative that we were told, I mean, it's the only official narrative. So we're just going to go with that this guy just about died on the field and was saved. You wear a jacket with that thing mocking God on it, with the cross and the head and that. What a demonic bastard. Eternal? You're not eternal, motherfucker. If you're still alive, there's a reason. You better thank God for that, not mock him. Next time, it'll be maybe a slow, painful death. I mean, once again, it just goes to show you that there is this love of Satan with the other side and Hollywood and these politicians and these athletes and we are at war. I could say that for fact. And I think that a lot of people are starting to see that now with the rise of all these balloons and explosions and whatever. I don't know who's winning. I don't know any of that. But we are at war. And I would be cautious about your surroundings. I would keep 9/11 in mind. Us New Yorkers, I mean, never leaves your mind. But for everybody else, I would be cautious with large crowded spaces. And I don't have any information just to put it out there. I'm just saying to be on the side of caution. We see something is up, right? We don't know what's up. We know who we're facing. We know what kind of crap that they pull. And knowing all of that is why I'm saying I would take some precautions. Don't put yourself in a bad situation. Watch what's going on around you. And, we just got to weather the storm. See something's about to happen. I don't know what, like I said, or from what side. But I think soon enough we'll figure it out. If you would, do me a favor. Hit the like button, for the love of God. If you watch the video and you like it, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. This way you know when I shoot another video. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, CBD Gummies. Why did I just shut that off now? Oh, there we go. Look, it's back. This is a beautiful thing about learning new stuff, right? You always hit all the wrong damn buttons. But anyway, American-grown hemp CBD gummies, now legal in all 50 states. You can get it at covfefe.click/gummies, covfefe.click/gummies. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.